Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is February 7, 2022. Let's talk about PayPal. PayPal is a financial services company and stock has been dropping big time of late. Let's take a look and see if it's worth buying here. So with that, let's jump in. All right, so we will look at company overview and competitive landscape, review few charts, a deep dive on PayPal, and look at this financial summary and compare few stocks here. PayPal, Square, Pags, Shopify, AFRM, and so on and so forth. Then do a final verdict. With that, let's get started. Look, from a PayPal leadership perspective, we got a very good approval rating for the CEO here, Mr. Dan Schulman. He's got 91% approval rating. That's a great approval rating for any company. I think he's doing the right thing here. Look, a lot of folks provided input here, 2,392. So leadership perspective, Dan Schulman checks out. He's a great leader. All right, let's look at PayPal and look at what's going on here. So PayPal, it's a digital payments company, as many of you know. It's got famous apps like Venmo is a very famous one, and PayPal, you might be knowing this, it's a very good application, and they got various others like Honey as an example. So it's a great company. And look, stock price is 121. Stock is clobbered, as you can see here, and market cap after this huge big drop is around 141 billion. And now look at the stock here. Stock had done great in 2020. This was the time PayPal shined along with all the fintech plays. But what happened in 2022? Look here, 2022. Big drop here. That's what's going on here. All these high growth stocks are coming down big time. And PayPal also, as you can see here, they did not give good guidance. That's why stock came tumbling down. Now, from an analyst expectation perspective, it's got a nice moderate buy recommendation right now. And it's got a 28 buy and 9 hold and 1 sell, which is not too bad. So at this time, I think it's a good time to slowly tiptoe and buy slowly, moderately, and go from there. Look, the big drop is probably it's getting done here. Stock is trying to moderate, as you can see here. At these levels, as retail investors, we should slowly tiptoe into it and buy slowly. And as we look through the news item here, look what's going on here. PayPal, they miss EPS by 1 cent, and revenue beats. And PayPal drops after the soft guidance here. That's what's going on here. And the worst day in PayPal history after the ugly earnings report. So look, a lot of these negative news are already baked in right now. That's when the dust is settling down right now. That's when we kind of go in and buy PayPal slowly and accumulate. So with that, let's jump in here. So as you look through here from a price target perspective, look, we got a high target of 268 and low target of 125. Both are above the current stock price. And from a technical perspective, we got a sell rating right now. So there is a blood in the market. Like famous Warren Buffett says, that's when you start slowly buying. You will get a good margin of safety at these levels here. So I'll be slowly buying here. So with that, let's jump in here and look at the competitive landscape. Look, all the fintech names are dropping here. It's not just PayPal, it's the general, all these high growth, high multiple stocks. Look here, we got 1 month drop here. All these stocks are dropped big time in 1 month. And even if you look at 1 year, all these stocks are dropped big time in 1 year. But the long-term story is intact on a 5-year basis. Many of these stocks have done great, even up here. So that's why, one of the famous investing principle is, look at the long-term story and look at what they estimate and target for the future. If it's great, if there's a great future for these stocks here, take some pain in the short term. And when the stock is down big time in the short term, like we see here, 1 day, 5 day, 10 day, that's when you buy. The long-term growth story is intact because analysts are still predicting a very good future for these companies, given by the future projection from these analysts here. So with the top of the list here, PayPal, as you can see here, stock dropped dropped big time. Right now stock is at $121 as you see here, and look, it's got nice sales, $25 billion in sales, and a nice net margin of 16%. RSI is super low here, 25. Stock is completely clobbered and sold off here. Price to sales ratio is pretty low at this time here, just 6. It's not too expensive. Look, it's been dropping like a rock here, big time drop, but 5 years it's done great, 206% here. And look, it's got a nice financials, Altman Z-score 2.6, that's good. Piotrowski F score 7 tells you the books are improving nicely, and overall score 60 is also great. So with that, look at the analyst's future projection here. A stock price target is 194, which is a very good increase from current price of 121, and it's got a very good growth projection for the future, with the EPS growth of 23% and revenue growth of 20%. That's a great projection for the future, even up here. And my next favorite is Square here, Jack Dorsey's company. It's also dropping big time, as you know here. This has got a great 85 rating from overall rating perspective, and also great perspective for the future. 243 target price and nice revenue growth here and EPS growth. Current stock price is just 102. It's a steal here. You really get the stock in a very good bargain. And we got a few more, as you can see here. Keep watching. We got great names here. PAGS, Brazilian-based company. Stock is clobbered here. Nice rating, as you can see here, 81. You could still buy this company up here. It's a great one to buy. And we got a few more, as you can scan through. My favorites are with the high ratings here. Look, we got ADP. You might be knowing ADP. It's a great company. Payroll processor. It's a great rating here. This one also got dropped big time, and I would be buying ADP also here. And we got StoneCo and Green Dot. Both have got good ratings here. You could buy these names also. They will also do well here. And SOFI, many of you might be knowing this. SOFI is also a bank now. You could take advantage and buy. Only problem is it's got a little bit lower rating here. So if you have a long-term horizon, you could also buy SOFI here. And we got a few more here. Look, one of my favorite is BKI, Black Knight. Great rating here, 83. Stock has been dropping as you can see here. Nice future projection for the future years. You could buy this one also here. So with that, let's jump in and look at a few more names. All right, so we got a few more names here. I will not talk through all of this in detail, but look, I like Synchrony here. It's a good one. Nice overall ratings. They got a little bit lower Altman Z-score, but company checks out. And we got a few more here. QFin, it's a good one to buy. Also, it's a Chinese name. It's been doing well, as you can see here. But if you don't want to go into Chinese name, you can shy away. But it's a good rating, as you can see here. And then you got a few more with great ratings down here. I like many of these names here. Look, great names. I like Intuit, it's a great one. Workday is a good one. SIBO and ICE, these are very stable, steady Eddie type names here. They will do very well. And last one, SSNC, great rating here, 97, and great projection for the future. So I would be going after these guys also. So with that, let's jump in. I also like Intuit, which is a great company. So with that, let's jump in and look at eBay. Sorry, look at PayPal. All right. So let's look at a few charts before. So from a chart perspective, look, we got PayPal right here. PayPal stock has been dropping big time. Look, huge big drop here. Earnings announcement, huge drop, gap down here. On the balance volume is also dropping big time. Now it's trying to stabilize, as you can see here. So at this time, I think the negative news is getting baked into the stock. From here onwards, we could see some consolidation pattern, and stock can slowly make a nice base and then go higher. RSI is 24. That tells the stock is clobbered big time. Huge pullback here. So that's when I try to go in, buy slowly, and start accumulating. And then you got Square here, same story. Square, look, we got a very high IV percentile. Even PayPal is a high IV percentile. So if you're a put option seller. You could sell some put option well below current stock price and make some money. Look, stock has been dropping, Square has been dropping here big time. On the balance volume is down. That tells you there are more sellers than buyers. Even this one here, we got earnings coming up in a couple of days. If you want to be a little careful, wait till earning and then buy. But if you're a contrarian, you could slowly start buying. Typically, when the stock drops off like a rock before the earnings, there's a chance it can bounce off after the earnings. So that's why you could buy a little bit before the earnings and then add more after the earnings if the stock drops. And then you got PAGS here, Brazilian based play here. Stock is sold off, as you can see here. This one, by looking at on the balance volume, you can see here stock is trying to moderate here. You could slowly buy PAGS also here. And then you got Shopify here. Shopify, look here, stock is dropped like a rock here, and earnings is coming up pretty soon here. So you could be a contrarian and buy some before the earning. This can also go nicely after the earnings. All these stocks are trying to compare against a very difficult comparison a year ago. That's why stocks are coming off here. So you could buy some here and buy more after the earnings. And then we got a few more, as you can see here. Look, we got AFRM, buy now, pay later. Stock has been dropping big time, as you can see here. So at these levels here, on the balance volume is trying to go higher. So I think this is also a good one. You could slowly buy. AFRM also here, stock is clobbered big time. On the balance volume is trying to go higher. That tells you at this time buyers are stepping in and buying AFRM. And then you got C, it's a great company. Look, stock is clobbered here. It's a Asia Pac based company. And now on the balance volume is trying to go higher. Now the sellers are coming in and buying some C here. So I'd be a buyer of C here. And then you got Upstart, same company, great artificial intelligence based credit company. Stock has dropped off big time, and now on the balance volume is going higher. That tells you buyers are jumping in ahead of the earnings here. If there is an earnings surprise, this stock can also shoot up nicely. And then you got Green Dot here, same pattern. Look, stock is clobbered here and now it's trying to stabilize. This one also can go high after the earnings. Stock has dropped big time, as you can see here. And next, let's look at a few more here. Look, we got a few more companies. SOFI has dropped big time. This company also got a bank designation. It's a bank now, so you could slowly start buying this one. Look, it's got down here, went up, down, went up. Now it's big time down. After the earnings, this also can bounce. So you could buy some before the earnings. Right now on the balance volume is down. That tells you a little bit pain in the short term here. And then I got ADP, one of the great payroll processor. I like this company. Stock dropped big time. Look, on the balance volume is stabilizing. This one you can tiptoe right now and buy some ADP. It's a great company to buy. And then you got QTWO. Look, stock has been trading sideways and down for a while now. On the balance volume is stabilizing. This also you could buy slowly and go from there. And then you got Encino, the bank operating system. Look, stock is down big time. It's now starting to stabilize. You could buy this one also slowly. Don't buy too much. Buy slowly and accumulate. So with that, let's jump in here. Look at PayPal. From a deep dive perspective, right now, even up here, it's a strong buy rating, as you can see here. And $121 stock price. IPO date is back in 2015 here. And target price, look, nice target price of $193. Very good, bounce or a increase from the current price here. And this is also a high beta stock, as we call it. This is a high beta. And look, from a sales perspective, even up here, they're doing nice sales here, $25 billion sales. That's a good news here. Quarter over quarter sales growth is increasing. Year over year sales growth is also increasing. And nice overall, 5-year average sales growth. That's also good. Net margin positive, company is making money. And price to book ratio is not too much. It's pretty good. And from a future perspective, as you see here, next year EPS growth as well as revenue growth is very good, and sales growth is also good for next year. So that's why from a growth perspective, analysts are projecting this company will do very well in next year. And look, they got a lot of cash on hand here, $9.5 billion cash, no need to worry. And debt to equity ratio is relatively low here. They can manage their debt, which is not too much. It's around $9 billion. They can easily manage it. And there, it's a positive company. It's doing well from a return on asset as well as return on equity. It's a well-run company, as you can see here. And from a performance perspective, look, they got clobbered. Look, 5 day, 29% drop here. Even if you take a look at 1 year, 55% haircut here. Huge big drop here. Even up here, it's done great for 5 years, as you can see here. So that's why up here you could buy some PayPal and go from there. Look, RSI 24 tells you it's really clobbered here. And keep watching here. We got IV percentile high. You could sell some put option below the stock price, make some money that way. And look at the Morningstar ratings here. Great ratings here. They got nice B grade for growth, and Piotrowski F score is also good. Altman Z score is also good. Tells you financially this company is stable, evidenced by high Piotrowski F score and also very good Altman Z score. And this company is profitable. Profitability is B, that's good here. And growth rank is 1, that tells you it's growing very nicely. Rank is 1, highest rank in the industry, and the profitability rank is 3, not too bad. And industry valuation is low right now. That's good. It's a low valuation stock right now. So with that, I think it's a good time to jump into PayPal and buy some PayPal. And now let's look at the numbers and see what's going on. Look, from an annual perspective, earnings per share is increasing. I say thumbs up, that's a good one here. Sales are increasing annually, that's also good here. Shares outstanding is stable, that's also good here. These guys are not diluting the share count. And quarterly revenue is increasing nicely, that's also great. R&D investments, they're putting money into R&D, making their product better, that's also good. One of the issue here is the net income. As you see here, net quarterly income is dropping. I think Wall Street does not like this one. I think they have to improve this situation here. So with that, overall from a numbers perspective, top line, thumbs up, good. Bottom line, they have to improve. So with that, let's jump in and look at quarterly performance. As you see here, look, market cap, it was as high as $342 billion back in 630, and right now it's 141. It's really cut in almost one, cut in more than a half. So it's not a great situation right now. There is blood in the market. And from a price perspective, since 1231, just in 1 month or 1.5 months, look, 36% drop. Even earlier, stock has been dropping for a couple quarters, as you can see here. So at this time, you could slowly jump in. And from a sales perspective, nice sales change here, 13% sales increase here. That's a good news here. And from an EPS perspective, looks like they missed earnings per share by 1 cent or 1 penny. That's not good news here. Their cash is going down, as you can see here. From 13 billion, it came down to 9 billion. Not a good story there. And debt is increasing, as you can see here, from 7 billion, it's increasing to 9 billion. Not a great story here. And margin is a little bit eroding. Both operating and net margin are eroding, as you can see here. Wall Street does not like that. And return on asset and equity are coming down. Wall Street also does not like it. That's why stock got clobbered. And I think even up here, it's got good promise for the future. So with that, let's jump in and look at what's going on. From an analyst perspective, look, not a pretty sign. Earnings got announced, and look what analysts have done. Everybody comes out of the woodwork and downgrades and removes or reduces the price target after the earnings. You might wonder what these analysts are doing. Are they sleeping till that time? So looks like everybody got off guard here. That's why everybody is slashing their target price from 230 or from 200s, 300s, 200s. That's why stock has been dropping big time. Look, all these folks are putting hold and downgrading the stock. That's why stock has been dropping off big time. So next, let's look at performance here. From a performance perspective, as you see here, 2022 thus far and 2021 both are down years for PayPal. I think it's a good one to slowly start buying. It was growing like gangbusters back in 2020 because of COVID-induced stay at home. These guys did very well. Right now, they're giving it back. That's when you start slowly jumping in and buying some PayPal. And from a monthly performance perspective, look, they dropped big time in January. Even in February, also they dropped big time, and they've been dropping for a while here. It's a tough comparison to 2020. That's why they're dropping big time, and their guidance also did not help. I think at these levels, we could slowly jump in. And now let's look at what's going on from a technical perspective, from a chart perspective. Look, stock did very well when during the stay-at-home COVID days, but now it's giving it all back. Look at the drop here. Right now, it's below a 200 week moving average, and this is a 5-year weekly chart, as you can see here. So at these levels, call me a buyer. I'm slowly jumping in and slowly buying, moderately and accumulating. They will do well as we go forward. And look at the daily chart here. It's a 1-year daily chart. Look, stock has been clobbered here. After the announcement here, earnings, stock came tumbling down. Right now, it's a bearish market here. Look, on the DMI chart, red line going up, blue line coming down. But look what's happening now. Slowly, blue line wants to go higher slowly. Red line wants to come lower slowly. That tells you market is warming up to this stock here. They're slowly buying. After the big drop in on the balance volume, it's also moderating here. And same story with check-in money flow, smart money. Right now, it's slowly going in here. I think it's a good one at this time as a retail investors. We could slowly tiptoe and buy some PayPal and hold it for long term. Look, from an option chain perspective, look, stock price is $121 here, and the 52-week high, look at this, 310, almost, more than double. Stock came down 50%, more than 50% because of this earnings miss and guidance issue. And at the strike price 120, which is close to current stock price here, we got a healthy call volume here. Look, 2,551. Even at a higher price, at 200 strike price, there is a very good open interest here. That tells you there are a lot of people in the options market betting the stock will go higher. That's a very good story here. Look at the open interest here on the call side, very healthy open interest. And look at the put side open interest here. It's not as high as call side open interest, so that makes a put call ratio. This makes it a bullish candidate here. Now let's look at the option statistics to really see what's going on. So from an option statistics perspective, look, we got total call volume, calls traded is 199,000 contracts, and total put contracts about 83,000. That makes a put call ratio 0.42. Squarely below 1. That tells you in the option market folks are bullish that this stock will go higher. That's why it's a good one to slowly start buying here. All right, so now let's compare few stocks here. We got few favorites here. PayPal, Square. Square is also one of my favorite here. Pags, Shopify, AFRM, and so on and so forth. Let's see what's going on here. So with that, as you see here, we got all these names here. So keep watching the analyst recommendation. Most of these names have got nice buy and strong buy rating, with the exception of ADP, which has got a hold rating. I like ADP also. And then start looking at the 52-week change here. All these stocks have got clobbered big time. All these fintech stocks are big time down here. And the biggest down could be off, Pags here looks 72% down. And the stock that we are looking at, PayPal, is down 60%. Huge haircut here. And from a gross margin and net margin perspective, look, many of these companies are making money, net margin positive. Look, PayPal has got 19% net margin, companies making money, with the exception of SE here, as well as QTWO. All the other companies are making money. And from a valuation perspective, PayPal, even up here, it's a PS ratio is 5. That tells you it's not richly valued here. It's a low valuation. You could still buy up here. That's a good one here. And probably Shopify is even up here, a little more valued, as you can see here. This might, you could slowly buy, but a little richly valued. Along with AFRM is also richly valued here. Upstart is also a little more richly valued, as you can see here. And because SOFI is very highly valued, so that's why you got to be careful with the high valuation names, especially around this time when market does not like them. And then look at the look at the relative strength index. That tells you all the stocks are sold off here squarely below 50, and stocks like PayPal is completely clobbered here, 24, the lowest here. That tells you this is a good time to jump in and buy some PayPal here. And from a 5-year return perspective, all these stocks are done well in 5 years. Especially look at PayPal and Square. They've done great, along with Shopify and ADP as well as QTWO. And now look at the Altman Z-score here. We got nice Altman Z-score for most of these names, exception of GDOT and SOFI. They got a little bit lower. Typically, these bank stocks, you don't need to look at Altman Z-score. Typically that's lower for bank stocks. And then you got Piotrowski F-score. Look, I love 7 and 7 rating. It's a great rating here. That tells you books are very good for PayPal here. And then look at Morningstar rates here with the growth, profitability, and financial health. All are doing great. Some of these companies have got negative ratings when it comes to financials. That's mainly because financially right now they're not focusing on the profitability. That's why you see a little bit lower rating. But look at PayPal, nice B grade here, profitability, and C grade for financial, and nice Altman Z score. That's why it's a good one here to buy even up here. And now look at the overall rating to see what's going on. From an overall rating perspective, I give highest grade, highest rating for Square here. Square gets 85. I think it's a good one to buy. Overall rating looks at financial health, the growth, profitability, as well as valuation. Square gets the highest rating, and next highest rating is for PAGS here, gets 81, and then we got Shopify gets 80. That's also a good grade here. And then we get here ADP gets a nice grade here. Then we got others like PayPal gets 60, which is not too bad here. And lowest rating, as you can see here, is for AFRM here. So that's why you got to be a little bit careful here. And actually lowest rating is for SOFI. So that tells you got to be a little bit careful with SOFI, especially with the high valuation up here. So with that, I say go buy some PayPal, and if you're up to it, also go buy some Block here or Square. That's also a good one. So with that, let's quickly look at what should I do with my PayPal. So look, PayPal stock drops after soft 2022 guidance, and they miss by EPS by 1 cent, as you can see here, and they did very well on the revenue. And look, eBay is distancing themselves and migrating off of PayPal's platform. I think that's also causing some issue here. But PayPal is not a huge, eBay is not a huge portion of PayPal here, just 3%. So I think it's going to be okay. On the positive note, PayPal is gaining on the Amazon partnership that can do very well for this company here. On the positive note, total payment volume increased. It's growing nicely. That's also a good one here. And they're also increasing the net revenues. That's also good. And on the negative side here, PayPal lowered full year guidance. And I think that's Wall Street does not like this one here. So I think that's what is causing some issue. And we have to look at this one. And they're also talking about consumer issues such as inflation, supply pressures, softer consumer confidence that's causing some issue to give positive guidance at this time. And look, lower guidance, Wall Street does not like it. And also, as you see here, they are shifting their strategy Instead of focusing on revenue growth here, they're focusing on more engagement, user engagement. I think it's longer term, it's good, but Wall Street does not like it shorter term. It gives the impression they're going away from revenue growth into customer engagement. I think that's a good long term, but Wall Street does not seem to like it. And also, they are shifting from consumer growth. Same news here. That's why Wall Street does not like it. So I say buy on the recommendation. Most of the negative news is already baked into the stock here at this time. If you're a long-term buyer, it's okay to take some pain and slowly start buying. Don't buy thousands of them or hundreds of them. Buy say 10 20 on a slowly and start a small position here and go from there. So with that, I say moderately buy PayPal. So thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.